Hi, I'm Florencia, and I am from Lia Ngagel, and I'm currently an active student in GEP 3. So, a few months ago, I was sitting at my desk in school, trying my best to focus on the whiteboard, when the letters, they start to blur all together. My head felt heavy, I felt dizzy and tired, to the point that I fell asleep in class. And like many of us, I just ignored it. I thought maybe I was just being too lazy or I didn't get enough sleep the night before. But day after day, it kept happening without any changes. Until one time, I finally decided to talk about it with my mother, a doctor. She did a quick checkup on me, then said, Flo, not lazy, you have anemia. This was the moment I realized my body had been silently crying for help, and all I had been doing is ignoring it. Might sound exaggerated, but that is the truth. You see, in our red blood cell, there's this iron-rich protein called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is responsible for carrying oxygen for our organs to stay energized. Anemia is the condition where our body is low on healthy hemoglobins, which means that these proteins, they won't be able to work effectively. This condition got me thinking, was it just me? So I decided to do a quick little research on the internet, then found a simplified article about national health data in Indonesia. And what I found there was not something I expected. Because turns out nearly 1 out of every 3 adults and girls in Indonesia is living with anemia. Let's have a moment to think about that. These girls, they will grow up, become adults, and let's say they become teachers, doctors, engineers, or whatever their future want to be. Basically, the leaders of our country. But if 30% of these girls grow up and get into that stage of life with really low hemoglobin levels, struggling with their own energy and health, what kind of future are we building? Anemia isn't just a day's problem anyway. It can also carry over into pregnancy that affects the next generation of babies. Then the cycle, it just keeps repeating like that. Real sustainability means stopping that cycle right here, right now, and today. Sustainability was never just about solar panels, greenery, or plastic waste. No, it starts with our own health, because we cannot sustain our nation if we fail to sustain ourselves. So then, what can we do? When people think of treating anemia, they'll think about medication, like taking iron supplements when the condition is severe. But by the time you're on medication, you're just playing catch up. Real sustainability means self-detection and prevention, which comes down to everyday choices that anyone can do. So I decided to simplify 4 of these steps into what I call the PING method. So what is the PING method? Let's start off with P, which stands for peek at the pink. Go ahead every week, stand in front of your mirror, then pull down your lower eyelid and peek for that healthy pink instead of pale white. I also have 2 different pictures for you to differentiate between a healthy eyelid and an anemic one. If you do find yourself having a rather pale and white eyelid than a pink one, your body is telling you that your levels may have dropped. But don't panic and do not ignore it. Be proactive. Take action immediately. You can tell about it to your parents or even consult a professional immediately. A doctor, they can easily help by giving you some iron supplement pills. Take one every week to get you back on track before it becomes severe. Moving on with I, we have identify iron blockers. By the way, who here loves to drink iced tea right after lunch? Because I do. Unfortunately, tea and coffee, they contain tannins, which blocks iron absorption. And without enough iron, our hemoglobin, they won't be able to be produced effectively. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to completely give up on tea or coffee, no. Just at least give yourself maybe an hour gap right after your meal before you enjoy your favorite drink. Third, we have N, which stands for nutrient boost. We've talked about the blockers, now let's talk about what boosts iron absorption, which is vitamin C. Go ahead and pair your iron-rich meals with vitamin C. This can be as simple as a glass of orange juice or some freshly cut fruits. Also, don't forget to boost your iron intake. Food like chicken liver, they are absorbed by our body a lot easier rather than vegetables alone. Also, taking iron supplement pills regularly is also necessary, especially for girls who is during on their period. Lastly, with K stands for Know Your Body. When our hemoglobin is low, there won't be enough oxygen spread across our organs and we will feel some of these symptoms, which over here is presented in Bahasa. However, if I were to translate it into English, it would basically mean weakness, exhaustion, sluggishness, fatigue, and lack of focus. If your body is saying 5 of these signs, that might be the sign that you may have anemia. So, in the end, the pink method was never about some fancy diets or expensive treatment, right? It's about taking ownership of your own actions every single day. So, go ahead tomorrow morning, stand in front of your mirror, pick for that pink, and choose to sustain yourself. Because a healthy Indonesia begins with a healthy you. So, are you ready to practice the pink method? Thank you.